to Factorio. So I spent some time in between episodes just sorting out the bus and our science and everything. What I ended up doing is placing out some placeholders, just some ghost images of the roboports, just so I could get an idea of the range. And then I was able to place, work out where the next row would need to go, because I want to make sure that as the bus expands and we have factories going up here, we don't actually cover up a spot that I would like to have a roboport. So, and the way I did that is if you go into settings interface, there's an option down here for pick ghost item if no items are available. So essentially if you don't have something, it'll just create a ghost image for you. So then I was able to click down here and just add roboports, and then you can just place them. And it shows you the range as well, which is really handy. So I've got the science going. I did end up moving automation science and logistics science over to here. So one machine of each was enough, and I just routed the copper and the gears straight up for the automation science, seeing as we've got that on the bus already. So all that's working, and then I moved science over to here, and I added a few more labs. So we've now got 24 in this area, 24 labs. Not 100% sure if that's going to be good enough, but seems to be working all right. And then I've added the next belt that we're going to need for, because there's going to be 7 in total. I'm not sure what we're going to do with the 7th one, but if we put one science on each lane of the 3 belts, then we'll be able to feed the first 6. And the final one is, I don't know, we'll probably be using a different setup, most likely for the labs anyway. For the once we get to that stage anyway, so this should be all right. I placed a bunch more stone pathways down, because it helps with walking speed as well. Do I have any on me? No, okay. And there's a different grade as well, so you can get there's concrete as well, which has an even better walking speed. All right, so now that we've got that, the next science pack that we want is chemical science pack, and we need oil for that. So I think that's what we're going to do in this episode. So I think I have a chest with a whole bunch of stuff that I think we're going to need. And I've got 5 oil refineries. We probably need more than that, to be honest. I've just got some chemical plants, which are basically assembly machines for oil products. And then I've got 15 pump jacks. And I think I'm gonna train this back. So this is the oil deposit that I want to secure. So I'm thinking we run a train. Although we're gonna do oil here, aren't we? If we do oil here, because I've allocated a couple of spots for some piping. So these are products made from oil. And I just want to put those on the bus because we are going to need them. So if we do oil down here, we can't really, because we might need to expand this down. So I'm going to have to be very careful with the placement of this. Maybe come down here, and then we've got this iron patch that I don't really want to cover up. What if we go down here instead? I mean, we can always expand smelting this way if we need to. And as we get better tech, we're probably going to use less space, I think, for smelting. We won't need to do massive arrays. So yeah, it might be more beneficial to start it down here. And if that's the case, we actually don't really need to train it. If we're just going straight to there, we could probably just pipe that. So I guess this is a bit of a waste. We will keep the walls and the turrets because I do want to put a wall around it. But we won't need the train stuff. So let's put all that away. And I've just got some storage tanks. I think we've got everything we need. All right, well, yeah, that was a bit of a waste of time me setting that up. Oh, I guess not really, because we will eventually use trains to transport oil. Where's the water? It's down this way. Because we will have to pipe down water. In fact, we need a offshore pump. And how's our electricity? Yeah, the factory's pretty much shut down at the moment, so it's hard to gauge. Okay, let's grab this and we'll go into map mode so we can see where we want this to come through. Probably about there. Well, that's a little bit irritating. All right, well, for now, I think we'll just do some weird zigzaggy stuff. But we could get some landfill later on. We'll sort it out later. For now, that'll work. Okay, I think that'll be enough, and then we'll come across. That'll do. Oh yeah, I've got a car now. Now, I'm not very good at driving. So I may blow up some stuff. I need to go back up and get some more pipe, just some regular pipe. All right, let's go over to the oil, I guess. Yeah, it's not that far to pipe it, to be honest. Here it is. Here's our oil patch. Okay. Let's clear out these trees. I probably don't have enough to do all of these, but 15 pump jacks would be heaps of oil for what we need to start off with. Actually, let's try and do this a little bit smarter. Okay. Eventually we will tap all of these, but for now, I think this is going to be fine. So probably want that to go there. I am concentrating so hard on that. I'm trying to think, because I'm trying to get all of these linked up into a single passageway to go up. And obviously it required far more brain power than I thought. All right, so that one's going into here. That one's getting forced into the main pipe. These two are coming across as well. Everything's flowing up through here. These two are joining and merging here. All of this section is coming across there. Yep, looks good. Okay. Now, need to power it all. We need to place some lights and some turrets. Actually, some big electric poles would be good. Seeing as I've picked the ones that are like super far away from each other. Okay, that's good. I probably don't have enough wall to wall all this in, but we'll give it a go. Wonder if I can make any gates. cool. Okay, so we've got that. Defenses, we need some turrets around this place. Yeah, that looks all right. Just having a look at the turret coverage. If you don't have that enabled, it's that button there. So all of these are like different aspects of the map. They can be very useful, but they can also be irritating in certain circumstances. So it's good to be able to turn them off. I can't wait till we're not using ammo anymore. This took ages. Alright, but I managed to get them all filled up with 15 magazines each. Let's put those back on our bar. Okay, so we're going to have to take power back, and we need to take the piping back, obviously. Wondering, it might actually be safer to take it out this way. That is not what I wanted. Okay, and we don't need this now. So now that one's going that way. Actually, why isn't that one running? Is that not connected? No, it wasn't. Okay, there we go. Make sure I haven't screwed up here. Everything looks good. Okay. So everything's going that way and then feeding through here. All right, we have oil. And we generated a little bit of pollution. This forest has been actually helping out a lot by removing the pollution there, but we're sort of ruining that by going on the other side of the forest and starting more pollution. So that's going to spread out fairly quickly to these guys. Hopefully it doesn't cause us too many problems, but time will tell. All right, let's stop walking like a pleb and get the car. So it's a coal powered car. There's actually there's a lot more fuel types that you can get in the game, and it actually increases like the acceleration of the vehicles as well, which is really cool. I like that. Okay, here we go. So we're going to set up refining. Let's give ourselves a little bit of space here, I guess. I think five will be enough, hopefully. Okay, set the recipe. Shift right click to copy and then shift left click to paste. Okay, so this is going to take crude oil. If you're new to the game, whenever you have an input that is the same type, like both of these are oil, it doesn't matter which one you choose. You don't need to fill both of them with oil. You can just choose one, and it doesn't matter which one it is. But later on, there is another recipe which will convert this one to water. So what I'm going to do is keep this one as the oil, and we'll just use this one. And then when we unlock that new recipe, we'll plug in water here. So we'll, I'm going to get some more underground pipe. Where's my car? I should put that on the toolbar and the coal as well, because that'll help us out. Oops. I didn't do that. That wasn't me. All right, the car just did it by itself. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll run oil this way. Like that. And I actually want to create a little bit of a storage buffer for the crude oil as well. So we'll do that. And I do have some tanks here. Now, should I leave enough room for a pump? Nah. I'll put 4 down there. That should be enough. And we don't actually need to take that all the way. So the water we're gonna run this way here, but I'm not gonna connect it up because a new thing in 0.17 is it actually allocates pipes. So if you connect it, it allocates it for that particular material, and it won't let you mix fluids. So yeah, you can't do that. So rather than connecting it straight away, we're just we'll get the infrastructure set up for it, but we won't actually connect it. All right, there we go. So we've got oil going in. Now this is going to output 3 products at a ratio of, okay, so 30 heavy oil, 30 light oil, and 40 petroleum. What I like to do to try and separate this, I think this is what a lot of people do, is you create like a tier system. Actually, if I wanted to future-proof this for beacons, let's get rid of these. Later on, there's a structure you can get which is called a beacon, and it has an effect range, and any machine that that is in its effect range will get like increased speed and stuff like that. But the range is only 3 tiles, so if I was to have that pipe going out 3 tiles, we wouldn't actually be able to get the benefit on there. So what we're going to do is use underground belts like that. So then that way we've only got 2 tiles. Okay, so we're going to link all these up. And the heavy as well. So that's why I've left the space in between, and it also helps because you can put power poles and lights in there as well. Yeah, I think we'll come out this way. Should I do my storage over here? Yeah, it's actually a better idea, to be honest. Before we do anything as well, we should probably protect this because this is quite valuable. If any of these get destroyed, then we lose whatever's in them. Yep, so rather than pushing that way, we will push this way. I think that'll be enough room for some more refineries. Should be right with that. Okay, and then we're going to go down. So we're going to stagger this. And the reason why we're offsetting it is so they don't, like the underground belts don't interfere with each other and try to mix fluids and cause all sorts of trouble. Okay, so I want to store a little bit of this. Guess we'll go heavy first. All right, so I just want to make sure that this isn't going to have a potential of linking up. No, okay, so that's good. Although I do want to do the storage that way. Yeah, no, that's fine. Wait, how did I pick up? Oh, that's right. That chest was uncapped for a while. Okay, so that's good. We've got our storage tanks ready. This is going to be heavy oil. This is going to be light oil. That's going to be petroleum. This is in an unfortunate spot, but eventually we'll be able to clear it out. And then we should have enough room up here for expansion. Yes, that's heaps of space. So what do we actually have access to? We have plastics and sulfur, don't we? Yeah. So it's mainly the plastic we're going to need right now, but very soon we will need sulfur as well. So that's where the plastic is going to be used in the advanced circuits. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I'm happy with that setup. I think we are ready to power this up. I think. All right, so that's working. It's pumping out the fluids and they're going into their respective tanks. I'm thinking I would like to pump these 3 fluids up to this area underneath the bus here. Because the stuff we're going to make with those fluids are going to be put onto the bus, and I'd like to have all the machines that are adding to the bus underneath here, rather than belting all the materials up there. I think that would be pretty good. So maybe if we could... I want to leave enough space for 2 of these arrays. And we need the potential to have another 2 copper lines run down either side as well. So something like that. And then we're going to need another space there. And yeah, so essentially we can start right there. We'll give ourselves another 2. And that looks like the start right there. No, one further over. There it is. Okay, cool. So we're going to be making plastic first, which are made in chemical plants. We have 5 of those. And it takes 20 petroleum gas and 1 coal to produce 2 plastic bars. So I think we'd be pretty safe with just having 2 of those for now, but we will need room to expand and ramp that right up. So what if we go like that, and then I'd like to have the potential of upgrading to a double-sided setup. And I left myself a little bit of room here because we're going to need pipes and stuff coming through. So if we set this on plastic, petroleum can go in there, and we will need coal as well. So coal's going to come off the bus down like that. I can feed in like that. And then this is the output for the plastic. Yeah, in fact, I might set up all 4 of these machines. Eventually we will use it We can't have the inserters there. It will have to be like this. And that's due to the fact that we need to get underground pipes in here as well to link all these up. So this would essentially be here, I think, because we're going to have power poles on either side like that. Lights in the middle. Basically, I'm trying to set up a system that we can just blueprint. And technically we would need the underground belts there, the underground pipes there as well, but I don't want to do that. I'm just going to feed it from the bottom. So if we would take a copy of that, that should tile nicely. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, so let's leave enough space for that. Actually, it might be beneficial to pipe this way. And now that I'm thinking about it, I would probably like to get petroleum and light oil on these two lines. So we might, I don't know. And if that's the case, we're going to need water as well. So petroleum, light oil, heavy oil, and water. And we've just extended our bus, but that's why I leave a little bit of space for shenanigans. Because it's always something that I've forgotten. Yeah, so instead of wrapping it around like that, what we would essentially do would have to come down here. It's not really the greatest. We might be better off coming across. Can I bring all three of those materials up through here? We wouldn't be able to do it like that. This one would have to be petroleum. Factorio is all about planning. The better you can plan ahead, the more fun you have, basically, in my opinion, anyway. Okay, so that's good. None of those will get will interfere with each other. Let's just get this measurement right. So then that way they all link up. And then we will branch off the petroleum to go down into this system. Oh, we'll have to branch off this system as well, so... yeah, let's do that. Yep, that's still right. Okay, so this left one here is petroleum. And we have to go down quite a long way, actually. Or we don't really want to mess around with this, do we? What if we mark out where this is going to go? Even though we're in no position to be mining this stuff. All right, that's as far left as we can go. So in case you're new to the game, this green stuff here is uranium. And notice that the miner changes shape when you hover over it. It has input for a liquid. And what you do is you need to plumb sulfuric acid into it. And that's how it actually mines out the uranium. It's actually a really cool mechanic. I really like it. Adds a little bit more dynamic to the mining system. So potentially that's what our layout would look like, and that's not going to give us enough room to get all three pipes up here, is it? Actually, we might be able to. Like this is only temporary until once we mine this out, that it'll be fine. We'll be able to expand this way, no problem. And the reason I tend to use underground belts a lot, even something as small as that, it's because you can walk between it. Whereas you can't, the solid pipes you can't walk between. And it gets quite frustrating. But we're not going to be able to do it there. It's going to have to be straight up. Okay. So we want to turn across here. I think I messed this up. Petroleum needs to be on the inside here. But we can't do that. We'll have to do some shenanigans, I think. So you're going to go like that. right, well, that'll work, I guess. It's a little bit ugly, but it works. Damn. What if we make this just a little bit more ugly? There we go. Okay. So that's everything on the bus. We should mark these, I guess. And that's going to be water. All right. Okay, so we have done it. Now, let's just power this up. Okay, it's done. So now we've just got to get coal down here. Coal's going to go on both of these belts. So, and we actually, we should use these ones. So these are the red ones. They're a faster belt, but the main reason I want to use them here is because they can stretch six tiles rather than the 4. There we go. So it'll just fit over that entire mess. All right, we'll prioritize the right output. And we have plastic. Let's make another one of these. Actually, we'll need 2 more. Awesome. Now, plastic is going on the bus. And we're actually going to use it pretty much straight away. Ah. We're still making the gears that we needed for it. These things are really expensive. Okay, so plastic is going to be on this line right here. And I'm not going to go very far with it because we're going to actually bring it right back down here which kind of seems counterintuitive, like because you could just run it straight across there. But I'm sticking to the theme. Everything's going on the bus, and then we pull it straight off the bus. All right, so that's good. So we got plastic. This is quite a long video, but I would like to get the advanced circuits being made as well, because we have everything we need for it. And that's going to open up a lot. I'm going to grab some more turrets and some more ammunition, because I just want to protect all this stuff that I've built down here. So I will be back. Okay, one thing I forgot about. Oh, we haven't got the research for it. I wanted to start lubricant as well so we could start stockpiling it for later. So let's do the research on that. And the reason why I haven't been smashing out all the research is because I wanted to try and go through it a little bit slowly with you guys, just sort of unlock things as we need them, or you know, just that type of thing. But we can pick up that because you know what that does. That's fine. We're just going to increase the speed of it. Okay, stack inserter capacity. I think we'll leave that until we're actually using stack inserters. Batteries are going to be fairly useful. Yeah, we should probably unlock them because we're going to need them fairly soon. So they take sulfuric acid to make. So it's part of the oil system. But yeah, we're going to need them pretty soon. And we should do the weapon speed, the weapon damage and the weapon speed as well. Get that knocked out. The more damage we can do, the less bullets we use, the less resources we use, the safer we are. And I think that'll be all right. So hopefully lubricant doesn't take too long with all the labs that we've got. Nah, it's pretty quick. All right, cool. So I'm only going to have one machine doing it, and we're just going to have a storage container like right here, I guess. I just want one. We don't need a great deal. I think that'll probably suffice, I think. And then that's going to go onto the bus as well. So let's take these across. And lubricant uses heavy oil. So let's get that. Crafts 10 lubricant for 10 heavy oil. So it's a direct swap basically. We're gonna go straight in like that. And then all we need to do is power this bad boy up. I should have moved it across. Yep, screw it. I'm doing it. Before we fill up that storage container. Yeah, see how fast we're smashing through the science? And realistically, it should be there. That looks good. Okay, let's do a small underground there just to go directly into the storage tank. And then it should go from the storage tank up onto the bus. All right, there we go. lubricant is starting to fill up. And we should continue this line on as well. I'm not sure why I cut it off like that, because we're going to use petroleum for a couple of other things as well. Alright, that looks good. Yes, that's super simple. Let's continue on with our power poles, which I fucked up. That's what I wanted to avoid, but it was only 350 lubricant. Can we do that? Nah, that's going to be a nightmare. Again. What if we do that? No, that's going to be a pain as well. Let's do it like that. So straight into there. There we go. That gives us enough space for a pump anyway, so that might come in handy later on. Anyway, now that I've screwed up so many times and wasted resources, let's continue on. So I wanted to get red circuits being produced. So I'm going to leave myself one pole there and we will start this right here. So to make, actually let's just put down a temporary one. To make red circuits, we need, if we want to make one a second, we're going to need 6 machines. And we're going to need 4 copper cable a second, 2 plastic a second, and 2 green circuits a second. So I know from experience that we could we can get away with one machine doing copper cable and then 6 machines doing the red circuits. So copper's going to come in there, and then I think what we'll do is eject copper cable out like that. And then we're going to have 2 lines here. There's going to be one full of, it's going to be a split belt, half green circuits and half plastic. And then we will have an output belt there as well. And I'm actually going to double up the production of this. So I'm going to copy that and it screws up my poles, but yeah, I can't really fix it, can I? No. Damn it. Just, you can never win. There's always some sort of compromise. Let's do the long-handed inserters in the middle like that. looks good. I wonder if we could take copper up through here. Yeah, we can go under 4 spaces, so we could essentially do that. It's a bit more wasteful on resources, but what I'm thinking is we will be able to tile this entire thing. So essentially after this section here, this would go under. This is going to have to go under again. But then we can go this way. Is that right? So this would come up. And the reason I'm doing that is so we can get an inserter. I'm not even sure if we could actually run this many. Yeah, so that's how it would be. That would tile there. Yeah, we'll try it. We'll see it. See if how it goes. So then you can output. Oh, well, we don't need to do that. We can bring that back here. Actually, should we plan this for the future? Actually, we do have space in here. So we could essentially... Yeah, we could do that. So then that gives us the 2 inserters we need for output. And we don't need to screw around with that. And then this can be in this spot, which is where I want it. Just because that's where it would go if there was 2 machines, if you know what I mean. And actually we could put that there as well. Spending far too much time on this, but I really enjoy it. Okay, so let's try and copy that. We'll see how that looks. Yeah, that looks good. That tiles pretty nicely. All right, cool. So we don't need this. And we don't need that either, I guess. That will need to continue on. Yeah, like that. That's good. And then obviously we have copper running all the way through here. Okay. And the only reason I've done that is so when we copy it and paste it, it lines up with what we need down here. So realistically, there's no point having a underground here, but we will need it for tiling purposes. Okay, so we want copper coming down through here. And I think we're just going to do a small one, a small underground here. Those other ones are too damn expensive. And these guys are coming out. But we will need one for this. So we need green circuits and plastics on these inner belts, which is a nightmare. And then we need copper on the two outer belts. So is it actually possible for us to get that working? Just in case I get materials on there, I don't want it to go all the way down there, because I'm most likely going to make heaps of mistakes here. So I think the real issue is the fact that we've got this belt coming out here, and there's not really anything I can do about it. Unless I do another underground. It gives us a little bit of space here to play with. And then we'll put you under there. I could do that. That clears up a little bit of space here. So let's have a look at getting plastic, which is going to be It's gonna have to be there, I guess. Ah, why am I doing that? I could... Yeah, I could merge it like this. But leaving myself a little bit of room here to go back under. So that gives us that one. Then we got this one here to try and get. Oh, what a mess. What a mess. All right, so I think that's right. Yeah, that gives us everything we need. And we can actually bring this a little bit closer. Okay, so now it's just the copper, and the copper we're going to have to use these red ones as well. Gonna have to go like that. Yeah, we need one more. I think we've got this. I think we've got this now. And we will need to change this, so output priority right. And then see how we've got this here. We've got output priority left. After all this, everything's going to be on this belt. No, that's fine, because then once it hits this splitter, it'll push everything up to the top. So yeah, that works. All right, so let's get these going. That's a shame. We actually can't do that. We will need to push this a little bit further across. And then we can do an underground there. Oh my god. What an absolute nightmare. But that's everything. I think we've got it. I don't think I'll do this layout again. Just purely for the fact of having 5 belts here like this is actually a nightmare. You need an inserter. Let's see how it goes. We'll just watch it for a little bit. Just make sure these inserters are keeping up. Looks like they are, yeah, definitely. And because it's got 2 inserters putting on the belt, it's clearing it quick enough. Running at full capacity. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, sweet. And get rid of that power pole. We don't need that one there. All right, very cool. I think I have dragged this episode on long enough. We finally have red circuits being produced, and I'm happy with the layout. Except for this shenanigan crap up here. It's actually not that bad. It's fairly clean considering what I had to do. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, guys. As always, don't forget to lead your targets, and I'll see you next time.